How's it going there, folks? This is Quinn, that snazzy iPhone guy, and this is the video review of the AudioTechnica ATH-M50 studio monitoring headphones. Now, these retail for $199 US, but they can be had for about $150 on Amazon. And I'll tell you right now, for $150, these are by far the best headphones in the market for the price. They're absolutely brilliant. And I'll get into all the pluses about sound and build quality and everything in this review. Now, it is going to come with a leather carrying pouch. Not a vital accessory, but it's nice to see that they include it. It doesn't provide much durability or protection, but it will keep your headphones in a nice, safe place. It's also going to come with a 1/4 inch adapter, and it's not any old cheap 1/4 inch adapter. It screws in very carefully to the AudioTechnica M50's standard 3.5mm headphone jack. So you stick that in, and you actually have to twist it on. So for DJs, people working in studios, anyone who really needs studio monitoring headphones, these are absolutely excellent because this connection is not a cheap one. The 1/4 inch adapter is built for these headphones, and it screws on marvelously, and it's just a really good connector. But for the rest of us, you'll probably only need a micro jack or a 3.5mm headphone jack. Sadly, people ask me all the time, will this jack work with my device? Yes. If you have an iPod, an iPhone, a BlackBerry smartphone, Android phone, computer, Mac, this connection works with just about everything. If you see a headphone port, 99% of the time it is designed for a 3.5mm headphone jack. Now, not only are these headphones really good sounding, but they're also incredibly well built. And that's why I love recommending these headphones to people, is because the Beats by Dre cost twice as much, sound half as good, don't have that much better of a build quality, and they don't look that much better. A lot of people say, well, I'm not going to buy those headphones because they're ugly. And I'll tell you, there are a lot of ugly looking headphones, but the M50 ain't ugly. They look great. You have that AudioTechnica logo, you have this silver ring, and I think they just look really slick. Now, you do have a kind of a spring here on the end, which is nice because it lets you know that there's going to be a lot of durability in that connector. And as you can see, the cord itself is rather thick. It's about probably an 1/8 of an inch. I mean, it really is a thick cord. And that's great to see as well, not only because of high durability, but there's a lot of insulation, so you're not going to get any rubbing, any cable noise. It's just a really well-made cable, and it suits the M50s perfectly. So that's nice to see as well. Not to mention its quality, but it's also really long. It's about 6 feet. So if you are working in studio, that's going to be great to see as well. For everyday rocking, you may have to tie it up or, rubber band it, which is kind of annoying, but when you do need that extra extension, it's there, and that's nice to see as well. You have AudioTechnica branding here on the head cup, and then on the ear cups right here, you have a very, very soft leather ear cup. So, these headphones are great, really well built. They don't pinch your head very much at all, which is great to see. When I have a complaint with headphones and when I bash on headphones, it's because they ain't comfortable, and the AudioTechnica M50s are probably the most comfortable headphones I've ever worn. There's no pinching. The only thing I don't like about them is they're kind of flimsy. So once they're on your head, I mean, you don't have a problem, but they do kind of run around and fold up, and they are designed to fold up, and they do a great job at folding up. However, when you don't want them folded up, they kind of fold up by themselves anyway, which again is sometimes a little bit annoying, but everything is compensated in the build quality for the sound. Now, I'm not trying to say that the build quality isn't good, because it is, and they're durable, and they'll hold up to everyday wear and tear, but they may not be the most durable on the market. However, the sound is the best you can get for $150. I'm absolutely 100% positive of it. Let's talk about the highs first. Highs are perfect. Piano, cymbals, sirens, everything is pristine. There's no harsh top ends. You don't get those really ugly, harsh crashes, but there's also no semblance. It doesn't ever kind of wash out. It doesn't ever get muddled. I mean, the highs are perfect. These are some of the best highs I've ever heard in any pair of headphones, let alone a $150 pair of headphones. Now, the mids let you hear everything. Okay, there's hidden voices, hidden beats, hidden notes that you've never heard of. I mean, I have listened to headphones that are $700, $800, And there's parts about this headphone that is better. And I'd have to say the mids in these headphones are richer than just about anything I've ever listened to. They're absolutely incredible. I mean, seriously, there's no recession in the track. It's absolutely true to the track, and it's awesome. Now, for those of you that are bass heads, you'll be glad to hear that the lows are perfect. They're pristine. They're flawless. They can shake your jaw if you need them to, and they can also be transparent if you need them to. If you're listening to classical music and you don't want bass thumping bass, you don't need it. But if you're listening to rap or hip hop and you want a heavy low end, you can get it. Okay. Now, the great thing is it's actually really true to the track. So most of the time you won't need an equalizer to tune up or tune down the bass. It's just there and it's great. It's very tight, very accurate, and there's zero distortion. You almost never need an EQ. Now, the bass is the heaviest I've ever seen in a $150 pair of headphones. And I mean that in a good way. I mean, there's a lot of bass where you get distortion, it gets muddy, it's overpowering, not on the M50s. Because the mids and the highs are so great, that bass and that heavy bass doesn't, make a detriment for the rest of the headphones. They really are rather fantastic, and the lows are just absolutely brilliant. I love using these headphones. Soundstage is pretty dang good considering that the headphones are closed back. It's not going to be perfect, but it is pretty darn good. Now, it's not going to be as good as the Bayer Dynamic DT770 or the Denon D2000, but keep in mind, these headphones are $100 and those other ones are about $350. So, I mean, these are just a stellar value. Soundstage isn't perfect again, but the audio, the highs, the mids, the lows for music listening, these are perfect. I wouldn't recommend these for gaming where you kind of need some Soundstage, but for everything else, these are absolutely brilliant. Build quality is excellent, and it has an outstanding warranty. AudioTechnica, I mean, I'm a fan of them, and I'm a fan for a good reason. They just make stellar product at a stellar price. Their efficiency is great. You don't need a big amplifier. You don't need an amplifier at all. I mean, of course, they work better when you're plugged into even a little amplifier like a FIO E5 or E7, but these can run straight line out if you need them to. Plug them into your iPod, and they'll sound absolutely brilliant, which when you get into a couple $100 headphones, usually you don't see, and you need extra power. So these are really efficient. Again, just to reemphasize, the highs, mids, and the lows are perfect, pristine, absolutely brilliant. I would pay $350. I would pay $400 for these headphones. They're that good. I've tried headphones that are twice as much and don't even sound half as good. These headphones are perfect. 10 out of 10. I'm not kidding you. These are the best headphones for $150 that I've ever reviewed. If they're $200, buy them. If they're $250, buy them. The fact that you can get these for $150 is absolutely brilliant. If you saw Snazzy's Ultimate Guide to Headphones, you saw that I raved about the M50s, and for good reason. If you're thinking about a pair of headphones, look nowhere else than the AudioTechnica ATH-M50s. I did buy these for myself on Amazon. I don't regret it. I almost never buy headphones. I couldn't get a pair from AudioTechnica, so I went out and bought my own, and boy, am I glad that I have them. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, rate, comment. Buy the AudioTechnica ATH-M50s. And as always, stay snazzy. See you later, folks.